The night I encountered an unexpected visitor at my apartment was one that will haunt me forever. Nestled in the upper part of Brooklyn, my apartment complex boasted tight security. Every visitor had to check in at the front desk, ensuring the safety of its residents. Yet, on that eerie night, I received no call from the front desk, and I had no inkling that anyone would be visiting me. My family was scattered across the country and overseas. My mother had passed away a decade ago. My brother was serving in the army abroad, and my sister was attending college in a state far away. So when the sharp rap of knuckles on my door pierced the stillness of my empty apartment, my heart leaped into my throat. I approached the door cautiously, my nerves tingling with unease. Peering through the peephole, I saw nothing but the dimly lit hallway stretching before me. "Hello?" I called tentatively, but my voice seemed to vanish into the silence. In response, another insistent knock echoed through the empty corridors. With trembling hands, I undid the locks, each click resonating like a death knell in the silence. As I swung the door open, I braced myself for the sight of a familiar face, or perhaps a delivery person with a package. What I encountered, however, was beyond anything I could have imagined. At my feet lay a small, grotesque statue of a gargoyle. Its features were twisted into a sinister grin, and its eyes seemed to glimmer with malevolence in the dim light. I knelt down to examine it, my curiosity overriding my growing sense of dread. But as I reached out to touch it, a cold shiver ran down my spine. Suddenly, as if stirred to life by my presence, the statue sprang to life with a ferociousness that sent me reeling backward. With claws extended and teeth bared in a silent snarl, it launched itself at me with the speed and savagery of a wild animal. I barely had time to react as its razor-sharp claws tore through the air, narrowly missing my face. Instinctively, I stumbled backward, my heart pounding in my chest as I desperately sought to evade the creature's relentless assault. But it was relentless, its movements fluid and relentless as it pursued me through the narrow confines of my apartment. With each passing moment, my fear grew, threatening to consume me entirely. In a desperate bid for survival, I lunged for the nearest exit, my mind racing with a single thought: escape. With a burst of adrenaline-fueled strength, I flung open the door and stumbled out into the hallway, the creature hot on my heels. My breath came in ragged gasps as I sprinted down the corridor, the pounding of my footsteps echoing in the empty silence. Behind me, I could hear the creature's unearthly shrieks, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. But just as I reached the stairwell, a sudden gust of wind swept through the hallway, slamming the door shut with a resounding thud. I turned to find myself face to face with the creature, its eyes blazing with an otherworldly fury as it bore down on me with lethal intent. In that moment, as the creature's claws closed in around me, I braced myself for the end. But instead of pain and darkness, I was enveloped in a blinding light, so bright that it seemed to sear through the very fabric of reality itself. When I awoke, I found myself lying on the cold, hard floor of my apartment, drenched in sweat and trembling uncontrollably. The creature was nowhere to be seen, leaving behind only a lingering sense of dread and unease. To this day, I have never been able to explain what happened that night. Was it a figment of my imagination, brought on by fear and exhaustion? Or was it something far more sinister, a glimpse into a world beyond our own? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: I will never forget the terror of that night, or the chilling encounter with the unknown that changed my life forever.